So I didn't really get school in 7th grade. I got my GPA up to a 1.14 thanks to perfect attendance. And that's how you wind up having a parent-teacher conference with your guidance counselor. My mom thought it'd be a good idea to bring my uncle for reinforcements. And for context, my uncle is a 6'12", self-made man, successful entrepreneur, built like a cross between a grizzly and a gorilla. So when Mr. Baker, my guidance counselor, says, "Well, Rohan, what do we have to do to get you to, do your homework and behave in class, and, do your job as a 7th grader?" Well, it's my job. Y'all should pay me. All right, I know how that sounds now. My uncle did not miss a beat. "All right, but you're gonna work for it." I had no idea what that meant. You see, my uncle had attributed his success to 2 things: hard work and education. And guess who just signed up for a double dose of both? If I wasn't in school, this man basically owned me. I was at his house, I would do my homework, he would look at it. If it wasn't neat enough, he'd ball the paper up, start over. And this would continue until it was perfect. If, by some chance, I finished my homework at a reasonable hour, we would go find a community service project. I would go cut the grass for the neighbor, maybe rake some leaves for an old lady, shovel snow for a local widow. And every time they tried to give me a few bucks just to say thank you, here's a tip, "No, that's all right. You go ahead and pay it forward." It's easy for you to say, I'm the one out here sweating. So this continued. Turns out, if you want to be grown, did you know that adults don't get summer vacation? I found out. Every morning at like sunrise at his farm, one day we go out there, there is a pallet full of seedlings need to go in the ground, those little seedlings you get at like Lowe's or whatever. And each layer of the pallet had a couple hundred, and it was piled about shoulder high, so you do the math on that. He tells me what we're gonna do, and by we, he meant me. You put your stake in the ground, tie a string around the stake, you go down the row, put the stake in the ground, tie a string around that stake, then you plant your plants directly under the string. I'll be back. He did not say, make sure the string is tight. If the wind blows, if the stake falls down, really anything that could have possibly gone wrong with this really simple plan happened. So when he comes back around high noon, he has, we'll call, some colorful constructive feedback to offer. Of course, I'm out here, I'm hot, I'm sweating so much my socks are squishing, I'm allergic to everything, I'm tired, I'm hungry, I'm the kid that said you should pay me. Like, that's really the experience here. So, I'm totally checked out of this conversation, but I do snap back into it just in time to hear him say, "Boy, if you don't do good in school, this is the rest of your life." Sun's up there, oh God, that stack's still, my life sucks. And I think he registered, like he had just gotten through to me. And he has this humor you have to be ready for, because the next thing he fires off to me is, "It's for Black History Month." Okay, I'm 13 going on 30, I'm doing the Common Core stuff all you old people, i.e. anybody over 25, doesn't understand. So like, this is an opportunity for reverse mentorship. Uncle Elijah, I proceed to child's-plain to the man who lived through the Civil Rights era. Black History Month is in February. It's currently August. And he does this thing where he just kind of like hangs his arm out the pickup window a little more, and he looks up at the sun, turns up the AC in his quad cab. "You stay out there long enough, you'll be black." And then I don't see his light for like another 6 hours. And he comes back with one sandwich and one bottle of water. But it was literally hundreds, if not thousands, of little formative moments and experiences like that where I was given responsibility, held accountable, that allowed me to develop the discipline and maturity to deal with the consequences of any action and decision that I made. By the time I graduated high school, my GPA had gone from that 1.14 to a 3.8. I wanted to join the Marine Corps. Now, as you might imagine, my uncle is not one to let you wonder what he thinks about your life choices. He figured he'd spent too much time, money, energy for me to run off and get myself killed Full Metal Jacket style. But he couldn't really stop me because I'm grown. So I joined the Marine Corps. Now he heard me say I wanted to join the Marine Corps. One thing he never actually heard me say is I don't want to go to college. So I took advantage of every bit of tuition assistance we had out there. And if I wasn't in the field, in the office, or in the gym, my nose was in a book. And I made a pretty good bit of headway in my education. I come home, the way the Montgomery GI Bill worked back then is you essentially pay up front and then you get a stipend every month. So I kind of needed starter funds. This is like, you know, an investment. So I come to him, I'm like, hey, Uncle Elijah, this is what I want to do, this is how it works. How much? I tell him, God almighty, he always says that. Can you give him a number he doesn't want to hear? What's your major? Psychology. He's writing this check. He's like, well, I can see you want your BS degree. Well, technically psychology is a BA degree. Boy, I did not say Bachelor of Science. Oh, the other BS. Thank you, yeah. Thank you for the check, sir. Okay, so I'm still feeling grown, and I'm like, look, for once in my life, I want to do this man right. I'm working full-time, I'm in school full-time, I'm pulling all these extra shifts, working every bit of overtime I can get. Finally, I raise up enough money that I can pay him back. And I am feeling so proud of myself because this man has poured so much into me, and this is my opportunity for once in my life to give him something back. And I come by the house on a Sunday, and I'm like, hey, Uncle Elijah, here's that money you loaned me. He, of course, is confused. Looks at the check, he sees this lump sum, sees it's for tuition. Have a seat. Then he proceeds to tell me a story. You see, my uncle graduated high school in the 1950s. He used to do these odd jobs for this old white lady across the tracks. Things like shoveling snow, raking her leaves, all the things he made me do, basically. And then he goes after he graduates high school one time just to kind of check in and say, hey, make sure everything's okay. And she asks him, she says, would you like something for graduation or would you like something for college? He chuckles and he says, this one time I got it right. I said, I want me something for college. She asks him some questions. In fact, the same questions he had asked me. She sits down at her desk, takes out her checkbook, and she writes this man a check for his first full year's tuition, fees, books, everything. And then he hands me back my check. And for the first time in my life, he tells me, that's all right, pay it forward. And that's all I've been trying to do ever since. Thank you.